So, what's up, everyone? Pain Freak, the Freak Chef. Yeah, I'm excited about because I had to go to my favorite butcher and food store around, and I picked up a little treaty for myself. So, I had to go get some stuff for a party that I'm doing tomorrow, and I picked up my meat order and did the rest of the shopping that I need. But I already called the order at the meat counter, but I was sitting there waiting for it, and I saw a nice little tiny little thing of filet mignon thing. So, I'm going to share with you how I do my filet mignon, almost 5-star Michelin chef style, if I really was, but I'm not. But I'm going to tell you how to make the perfect filet, the way I make it, and one of the most awesome ways of doing it. So, it starts off with just the filet. And this is still pretty cold because I just got back from the store. So I got like this really tiny little one, and I'll pull it out of the bag here in a little bit, like in an hour or so. But what I'm doing is I'm just gonna take it, salt it, and shake it. So that's all it really needs. Because I know a lot of people like to put pepper on it this early in the phase, but I do not, because pepper just burns off when you sear things. So I don't really find any value in it. So I want the salt to get into the meat, and since it's cold because we just got back from the store and everything, so I'm like, yeah, we're going to leave this out for about an hour. Just let it adjust to room temperature, and in about an hour, we're going to come back, check on it. We're just going to let it be happy over there. And I'm going to get some fresh herbs. I got, what is it, rosemary. I got to take the butter out because I like that at room temperature too. So, I'm going to mash up just a little clove of garlic. It's just me tonight. There's just something I'm doing because I found a nice little cool tree weedy over at my favorite butcher. Fuck my shit. And I'm going to show you guys how to make the perfect filet mignon. Alright, so we got all of our herbs and garlic. And I put a plate out with some paper towel because our meat has been getting very happy over the course of the last hour. So I'm very excited about it. We'll get rid of this. Got this little tiny little filet mignon. Nice little filet. And I put it in the salt. I'm just taking this on a plate, paper towel. We want to pat it dry because here's the reason why. So, most people like just put the steak right in the pan. Speaking of, I'm going to start heating that up while I'm talking because you want the pan nice and hot to a degree. Get some oil butter in there just to sear that steak really nice. So if you just put a wet steak in there, it's going to steam and you're not going to get that crust you want on it. So we want a nice hot pan and we want to pat that steak dry. And we have all that salt on there. Not a lot, but you know, it is what it is. And then there we go. Nice dry, ready to cook steak. We got our herbs. I'm going to wash my hands off real quick. And as I have our salt, pepper, we're going to bring the pepper in soon. Again, like I keep saying, you put the pepper on too early, it just burns off. And it just doesn't taste right. So we're waiting until the right moment to put the pepper on there. And everybody likes to put salt and pepper on the meat before they even start cooking it. But trust me, guys. Trust me. This is going to be total eat my fuck shit. And you guys are going to love it. And we also have our olive oil. And you can deglaze a pan with red wine, a number of things. For this one, I'm just going to use the last of this little slushable balsamic vinegar that I have in here. And we're going to get to that here in a little bit. So our pan has been heating up. And remember our little bouncy water test where it makes little bubbles. A little cold water on the hand. Drop it in there. See how that just simmers off and it evaporates? That means this is not ready. You want this to be dancing bubbles in this pan. And you just keep going. We're getting there. But when it just steams off, it means your pan's still not hot enough. So we're going to let that go for a little bit because you want a nice hot pan. You want a good crust and sear on this wonderful filet. It's just like a little tiny. And that's kind of what the butcher thinks is funny about me. It's like, you order all this food, but then you just like come in once in a while and it's like, oh, what's that? I just want that little thing right there. And this is going to be awesome, banging like a biscuit. Fuck my shit. Everybody's going to eat my fuck. We're going to do one more test. See, now the bubbles are dancing around the pan. See that? That means the pan's hot enough. So now we're going to just drop the heat down just a little bit. And this is very important because you do not want to burn the oil when you put it in the pan. And I have oil and I also have butter, and here's why. Sometimes on a gas stove, the heat gets so intense. On an electric stove, it's hard to control. So the oil is going to help keep the butter from burning. So we're going to be ready here. Our steak is nice and dry. Pan smells like it's ready. And actually, we're going to put some oil in first and then the butter. And that's that. This will move fast. Hopefully this will be one of the shortest videos I've done. And I'm kind of familiar with my stove. So we're going to keep that butter from burning. But we're just going to get a little golden, as you can see there. Keep it up off the heat. I have to wash my hands off, so just go ahead and get that on there. And here we go. We'll reshape that because I did get a nice little small end from them. And right onto, I like to rub it in some of the oil and butter. And we'll just leave it in the middle of the pan. We'll get rid of this and wash my hands. And then what we want to do is we want to take every side of that beautiful filet and sear every side. This one side, which you just dropped in the pan, it's not bad. We're going to go ahead and turn that over. I think I am going to crank the heat up just a little more. There we go. Get that in our oil and butter. Let that sear. And we got a little sear on that side. Now we want to make sure we get every side though. So we'll turn that over. And we're just going to make sure that that butter and oil gives it a nice crust. We're going to hold it there. You have larger fillets. This is what I love about these tongs. Let's go ahead and just leave it there. Let that sear now. Now, this is the part where we're going to start adding some pepper, because that's going to start infusing into the meat. All right, so I have our little resting place right here. I like to do this on a wire rack and I'm just using a paper plate tonight. We're going to give this another turn in the other direction. Make sure this is all searing evenly. like that. And right now, this thing is pretty much about rare. And that's exactly what we want. Okay. It also absorbed a lot of that juice and everything, and also let off a little bit of juice where fat it had in it. So I'm just going to remove that from the heat. We're going to let that sit there, and I'll get rid of that bit right there too. And here is the part where you don't necessarily need to do it. I like to, and sometimes it's like red wine or something, but I'm just going to add a little drop of balsamic vinegar, especially where that sear was coming up. And I'm just going to do that to deglaze a little bit of what's in the pan. And then, here we go. Reduce the heat a little bit now. Add some butter. That off to the side. And I grab a special spoon that I have formed for such a thing. Now, you also at this point want to add your garlic. And you want to remove the steak for this part. Little rosemary. I got some fresh Italian flat leaf parsley. There we go. Pop is something you kind of want. Stir it up. What that's doing is just taking all that flavor and infusing it into the butter. That popping is actually the rosemary, and it's going to start infusing that flavor into it. And just take your tongs, and the garlic is going to start infusing into the butter. Look at those vegetables. It just broke all the layer of that whatever off the herbs and stuff. You won't believe how great it smells. Oh my god. It is so fucking eat my fuck bang like a biscuit. So, I'm going to need a little more butter for this because it really ate up a lot. So I'm just going to put a little more in. And oh my god, it smells amazing. Look at this. Now, what I like to do is take our veg, pop it like that. We take my special basting spoon that I have for this, and you just baste. You want all that there. When that butter is bubbling, that's what you want to baste it with. And if you notice the heat's low enough now, it's not burning, but it's just golden. And that's what you want to baste that filet with. And you just keep basting and basting. And that is going to, and this is why my spoon's shaped that way. I bent a certain spoon of mine that I use for basting. Notice how it fits in the pan, and I can just come around. If you use a flatter spoon, or like even a ladle, it doesn't work as well. I've been doing it this way for a long time. But you just want to keep that juicy goodness that's infused into the butter from the herbs, garlic, and all that. Just keep running it over. And this is what's called basting. I try to do it this way so the camera catches it a little better. There we go. Oh my God, it smells absolutely amazing. We're going to do this, flip it over. I did not get the best filet. It was just an afterthought. So it is from a certain end of it, but We're just going to keep basting that a little more. The more contact it has with all those herbs, and the parsley and the rosemary and the garlic and all that, oh, the better it's going to be. And the butter may look a little dark, but it's not burning. That's why we turned the heat down the way we did. So I'm actually going to turn up again because I lost some of the froth and the foam that it had. But even just basting it like this, it's still cooking the filet. And now, I mean, literally, this is practically done. I'm going to go ahead and move this over to the rack again. And then I'm ready to plate it to eat. I'd probably just eat it right out of the pan, but give it a little roll. Let it all soak in. Right onto the rack. I'm okay with some of that garnish on top just while it rests, because I don't want to quite cut into this yet for about maybe 2 to 3 minutes. So we'll go ahead and kill the heat. And I also reserved a little rosemary there to use to little garnish and everything. So I'm also taking pictures for the cookbook. So I'm very excited about. So if you want me to cook for you, your special erotic culinary kinky party, whatever, I'm Freak Chef. And I hope you like my cookbook when it comes out. It's so close. I'm very excited about. And I decided to take all the Freak Chef videos and put it onto the new YouTube channel from my Freak Show channel where everything was. I've got such a great response of and start creating my own Freak Chef channel. So make sure you check it out. All the links just on the same website, painfreakofficial.com. And hope you guys like my recipes. And thank you guys for all your support. And I'm very excited about, I'm going to go ahead, put this on my little table over there, my little photo spot. Take some pictures of it. And it's going to be in my cookbook. And hope you guys buy it when it comes out. It's coming out, it should be out on Amazon as far as I know. And you can order a hard copy, like print version. You can order it digitally. And yeah. Love you guys. Check out my website. It's right there. And make sure you follow, subscribe, all that to everything.